Hour 3.
We're honoring the life and legacy of the Madam C.J. Walker with a history lesson on her inspiring story.
We're going to dive into the beauty of history. Today is Madam C.J. Walker's birthday, and after the break, our friend and celebrity historian Raffi is going to give us a history lesson on the first female self-made millionaire. That and more when My St. Louis Live returns.
Welcome back to My St. Louis Live. Today marks what would have been the 158th birthday of Madam C.J. Walker, the St. Louisan who went on to become one of our nation's first successful black female entrepreneurs. And here to share more about her inspiring story is the one and only celebrity historian Raffi. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you. It was really special to be here on her 150th birthday. A St. Louisan who had a national impact.
Yes, sir. I'm really excited to hear more because you always give us good detail about who you cover. And so I want to know more about Madam C.J. Walker's journey to success.
The story of Madam C.J. Walker is the story of the American dream. Here's a woman who was born in 1867, just a couple of years after emancipation in the United States, to parents who were formerly enslaved just up till a couple of years prior, whose older siblings were born into slavery down in Louisiana, downriver from us, right on the Mississippi River on the border of the state of Mississippi and Louisiana, and is growing up on a cotton field. By age 7, she's orphaned. By age 14, she's married. By 17, she has a kid. By age 20, she's widowed. That's the hardship that she dealt with. But she moved upriver to St. Louis, where she had some brothers, comes right here to St. Louis, ends up in the Mill Creek neighborhood, which of course has the exhibit at our local history museum right now, Mill Creek Valley. And when she's there, she gets exposed to a lot of black entrepreneurship, a lot of successful black folks. Many of them had moved from the Deep South up to this area. And gets involved in the church, St. Paul AME Church, which is still active today. And in that process sees business people, newspapers, a very vibrant social scene. Scott Joplin, the founder of Ragtime. She's in this scene working a job and going to school at night. And she starts to lose her hair with stress. Ends up with one of Annie Malone's, another local St. Louis black female entrepreneur, hair products that she tries to use to, save her hair, and that inspires her. She ends up joining her sales team and eventually gets married again, gets divorced again, moves to Denver after the divorce, marries a guy, Charles C.J. Walker, who was from St. Louis but was now in Colorado, and with him, inspiring her name change to Madam C.J. Walker. Her original name was Sarah Breedlove. She ends up starting a hair care business herself after having modeled it from Annie Malone here in St. Louis. And from her humble beginnings, ends up employing tens of thousands of black women across the country and ends up becoming the first black female millionaire in the United States because of her beauty hair care business products that she distributed throughout the world, not just the United States.
Incredible journey. Now, we talk about how she started, but what is her legacy today?
For one, she's actually in the Guinness Book of World Records, believe it or not, as the first female, not just black female, but the first female millionaire, self-made millionaire in the United States. There's a film on her on Netflix. It's that you can go catch. It came out in 2020. It's called Self-Made. She is all over the place. For example, a National Association for Colored Women she supported, which still exists today. And you know who the founders of the NACW are? People like Harriet Tubman. How about Ida B. Wells, who is right here on the quarter in the upper left? She's in the most recent quarter, Ida B. Wells, in 2025. She's featured on the U.S. quarter. So these are the kinds of people that Madam C.J. Walker was around and supporting once she made it. And her legacy is also in the charities and the civil rights folks that she contributed to. And finally, I would add that there is the Madam C.J. Walker Legacy Center that you can go to in Indianapolis, where her ultimate company headquarters ended up, where they support education and entrepreneurship to this day in the building where the manufacturing of her products occurred, which you can go today and actually, if you go to the makeup section of like a major store, there's a Madam C.J. Walker line that is inspired in her name. It's not her original company, but her name and legacy in that industry, and her success, her brand lives on to this day.
Raffi, I want to thank you for always coming in, keeping us up to date and celebrating our local legends. We always
Exactly.
do
And
that.
just real quick, go locally to our History Museum. When you check out the Mill Creek exhibit, you will find Madam C.J. Walker in there because she spent her formative years and inspiration right here in St. Louis.
And there you have it, people. Again, to see more of Raffi, just head to his website, celebrityhistorian.com. And of course, we're going to post this segment following the show at firstalert4.com/mystl live. Gonna send things over to you, Leah.
It's always so fun when Raffi stops by. Thank you so much, and thank you, Damon.